Yo, it's your boy 40 Fonz.
What's your name, scumbag?
Yo, I'm your boy K-Stucky76.
And we are the Scumbag Lounge podcast. Get your scumbag news every Wednesday on all podcast platforms. Be sure to give us a like, share, follow the 5-star rating. Catch the Scumbag Lounge on Dollar Radio Online Wednesday at 4 p.m. or Heart of the Streets Radio TV on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Follow the Scumbag Lounge on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Email us at the scumbaglounge@gmail. We got Scumlina back. First, give a round of applause for that.
What up? What's up, fellas?
She been out for a whole month. She back outside.
It's been a while. How's everybody doing?
Word, man. Niggas say you move like pollen. Come around once a season.
Damn.
I did get sick one time though. I did. It did hit me pretty hard one time.
Okay.
But I'm back.
Word.
Damn.
Well, today, y'all, we got a special treat for y'all. We got our guest. He's an actor for one of your favorite TV series on TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
BMF.
Mm-hmm.
I got Terry, Alan Brown Jr.
What's happening?
Better known as Duffy.
All right.
Word, man. What's up, Terry?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Good, man. Good. Thank you for joining the Scumbag Lounge today, boss.
You already know. I appreciate you for having me.
Word. Of course, you got my co-host here, K-Stuck.
What's up, bro? What's happening with you?
What's going on?
All right.
My other co-host here, Shawnee.
Hi, how are you?
What's up? I'm good. How you doing?
She part-time right now. She ain't full-time yet. So
right. Okay.
she's still out.
That's crazy. That's crazy for real.
Right. We all out there like that.
Word, man. But man, we have a few things we like to do with our guests, man. We like to get them warmed up with a few icebreaker questions.
Let's get it.
Either or, don't answer wrong. Wherever you ever choose. You want to say both. You want to be politically correct, that's fine too. But first, we're just here talking about food and stuff. So I'm gonna start off traditional wings or boneless wings.
Traditional. It's not even a question.
Right.
I'm about to say, man, we about to end this.
Word, man. Tommy or Ghost?
Ooh, that's tough. Hey, that's a great question. Personally, I'm a big Tommy fan. Man. I'm a big Tommy fan. Especially from an actor perspective. He got to do a lot on that show.
Okay. If you had your one chance, Angie or Tasha?
Oh my God.
Damn.
Or Marquise.
Or Marquisa?
Yeah.
Man. 3 options is crazy, man. I'm gonna go with Angie, man. I'm going with Angie. I know, but look, I gotta go with Angie. It's the Spanish for me, okay? It's the Spanish for me.
Word, man. So, y'all got one?
Yeah, you good.
Anybody?
No, I have one. I have a question. If you would choose one song to play every time you walked in the room, what would it be and why?
That's a great question. That is a great question. If I could choose one song, damn. We talking about Terry or we talking about Duffy?
We talking about Terry.
We talking about Terry, okay.
Yes.
If Terry had to choose one song. That's tough. I'm a big music head, so it's gonna be hard for me to narrow it down to one. But let me see.
Wish me luck. Wish me luck.
That's a great option. For sure. That's a great option.
Give us 2 songs. Give us 2.
Damn. You know what? I might have to play Hustler's Ambition by 50. You know what I'm saying? That joint hard.
Oh yeah, that's just.
I've been loving that since that movie came out when I was a kid. That's always been on my list.
The first version.
That's kind of the yeah.
After that,
that's the first thing that came to mind though. Yeah.
After that, yeah. But yeah, man. So Terry, man, like I say, thank you for joining us, man. Like I said, we just want to do a few icebreaker questions with you, get you warmed up and everything. So tell us a little bit about Terry, man.
Man, well, I am originally from Atlanta, from the Atlanta area. Grew up in Duluth, Georgia. Was an athlete growing up. Went to play college football for a little bit at Chowan University in North Carolina, and ended up transferring from there to Coastal Carolina, which is where I met Tyrone. And yeah, I majored in sports management, so I was always just into sports in general. And so when I stopped playing football, like I was like, I don't really know what to do, so I'm gonna just business out of sports.
Word.
So I worked in the sports industry for a few years. Worked for the Harlem Globetrotters for a few years down here in Atlanta. But that whole time, like I've always had this little acting bug, you know, like I've always really loved stories. I've always really loved film. And so from a young age, I was just always really engaged and affected by what I saw on screen. And so it's something that I always wanted to try. Like I took a theater class in high school that I loved, but at that point I was like, man, you know, this is just a little pipe dream or whatever. But when I was at the Globetrotters, though, you know, I started taking some classes because I just wanted to like learn about the craft, and started doing that, doing some extras work, and then you know, I just kept falling more in love with it. And then when COVID hit in 2020, you know, I lost my job, and so I was just at the crib trying to figure out what to do next, interviewing, not really getting back into the sports industry because it just wasn't happening for me. And at the time, I just kept falling more in love with it, and so I just really felt like that's where the Lord was leading me, and so kind of cut off all other options, and I was just like, man, like I'm gonna just put all my eggs in this basket and just go for it, and that's what I did. Like December of 2020 is when I made the decision, like I want to make a living off this acting thing. Like I love it enough, I'm passionate enough about it to do it, and so I kind of dove in, and that's how it happened.
Word, man, word.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I knew you for a long time, a few years now.
Yeah.
I remember you, little bro, and all of y'all living in the same crib.
Yeah.
Struggling. Yeah, but y'all came a long way, man. So, did you you talk about growing up in Atlanta and high school and how you was in sports and stuff like that? Do you participate like your school plays and things of that sort? Was you doing that type of shit?
Yeah, did some modeling as a kid. Never really got into the plays until later. But yeah, did some modeling for a little bit. I had to stop doing that because my mom had to go back to work. But other than that, it was just all about sports for me. That's really all I cared about growing up. Other than like film, so I really was just always intrigued by film and storytelling and things of that nature. And but I was kind of shy growing up, though, so I wasn't really gonna get on stage or nothing like that.
Kind of shy.
Yeah,
Shy.
like a church play or something, you know.
Yeah.
But you know when you get older, you come into who you're supposed to be. Like you don't feel the same insecurities as you did as a kid, though. You know. But yeah. So I didn't really get into the plays or nothing until I really started acting. Like that's when I really got out of my shell, because acting is just different. It's different. So it's like you can become a different person. You know. So you kind of leave what you feel as Terry at the door, and you can step into, you know, a whole different character. So
Where?
All right, so you say you got football background. So who's your NFL team? Atlanta?
Ravens. My family from Baltimore, so I'm always been a diehard Ravens fan.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Well, at least you ain't say Cowboys, so we the definitely had to cut you off.
Nah. Definitely not. Nah.
All right. Well, 49ers over here, so you know.
So you about to get cut off then.
All right, man. All right, so what does it take for Terry to get into character? To prepare for a role, get into character?
Yeah, it's kind of different every time depending on what the role calls for. But for instance, like for Duffy's a character that I've spent the most time with so far in my career. And so for him, I mean, I have a journal as my character. Like I got playlists, music that I listen to when I get to set, so I can really lock into that mind frame. Because I mean, I'm from the suburbs, y'all. Like I'm not Duffy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I really have to channel.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
I
was gonna ask if Terry was anything like Duffy.
Yeah.
I mean, he has characteristics that I have. Like he's a very loyal person. He loves his people. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not. I'm not from the streets. Like I don't have the same story. I don't have the same background that Duffy has, you know. So it's like the mind frame that I have to get into to step into that character has to come from something real, you know. And it's like my family from Baltimore. I got family members who live that life, but I have lived it personally, you know. And so it just takes time to, once you understand who your character is and you know what they're fighting for, you know what their goal is in every scene, like that's when you can really lock into what you got to do, you know. Because I ain't never stabbed nobody with a bottle before. You feel me?
Right. I was just about to ask you that.
Right.
I was just about to ask you that. What you know, when you're on set, what's the day on set for Duffy? Like what's the day like?
Man, so I mean, let's say I got an 8 a.m. call time. So I'm pulling up the set at 8 a.m., going to my trailer, just kind of chilling until somebody comes to get me to go to hair and makeup. So then, you know, we go on to hair and makeup, making sure the hair looks right the way they want it to look for the day. Then really a lot of being on set is like you kind of just chilling until it's time for you to actually get on camera, because there's just so much going on. There's so many actors on the show. There's so many scenes that are being shot each day. So it's like I might be there, you know, if I got there at 3 p.m., they probably got, you know, the Detroit crew on set that morning that has been shooting scenes all day. And like, I'm just kind of chilling until it's time for us to go rehearse or get in the costume or whatever. So really, I'm just taking that time to get into character and really just relax. Like I try to just, it's really hard to act when you're not relaxed. Like you really got to be, breathe, you know, get into your space. You don't want to be frantic. You don't want to be thinking about your dialogue, nothing that all that preparation happens before you get there, you know, other than like, you know, if I just go to a castmate's trailer, we just want to run the lines real quick. But other than that, like all that preparation happens at home. When I get to set, I just want to like enjoy my time, kick it with my castmates, and when it's time to lock in, it's time to lock in.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. Since you say you grew up in the suburbs and your real life is nothing like Duffy, how do you as an actor find the balance between what you think Duffy should be like and then what like the director wants Duffy to be like? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you have an image of like, you know, Duffy in your brain, but that may not be what they want to be on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, I think a lot of that is just open dialogue, like with the director. Thankfully, the writing on the show is very good. So a lot of times it's like, if they're asking Duffy to do this or that, and it makes sense, you know, there's not really an issue. If there's an issue where it's like, I don't think he would do this, or I don't think this makes sense for like his character, that's the time where we might just have to sit down and talk about it when we get to set or when we get to rehearsal or whatever. Thankfully, I haven't had that issue yet so far on the show. I think everything that they've written for Duffy is accurate as to where I see the character going. And like I said before, like we have really great writers on the show. They've written this character very well. And I mean, my favorite part about him too is that he's just very different from, you know, from like B. Mickey, who was Meech's right hand in Detroit. Like I don't think our characters are the same at all.
Right.
But we're both very loyal, you know, but we're loyal in different ways. And so yeah, thankfully I haven't had that issue, but the directors I've worked with so far, because BMF and most of the shows that 50 produces, they use a lot of the same directors, but it's usually a different director on every episode. So you're not really working with anyone for more than, you know, a week or so. But they've all been very open and communicative and have given great direction, reminding us of where we just came from and where we're going in each scene. And so yeah. That's a great question though, for real.
Right. Well, you go ahead. You got something?
No, I was just going to ask, with you working next to some of these big stars, have you been intimidated by any of them in regards to like acting?
No, that's another good question though. I'll tell you a story right quick. Like so BMF is like the fifth project I've done. The biggest role that I've booked so far. But like I did an episode of P-Valley a few years ago. So like still Starz, still like a big set.
Hold on. You're taking my interview. Go ahead. Well, go ahead, Terry. Go ahead. My bad. No, it's not your fault. Trust me, it's not your fault. Okay.
You're doing great.
I have never been nervous on set ever until I got to BMF.
Right.
Like my first day on set, I was And it wasn't even the thing where I was nervous leading up to it. It was like once I got to set and we were about to rehearse, it's like I forgot how to talk. Like I had 2 lines that day too. Like I couldn't get the words out. Like I think the moment just got to me because it's like, my first scene that I shot was with like Meech and 2 Chainz. And so I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like I've only seen 2 Chainz through a screen my whole life. And he right here right now, So it's just like, it wasn't an intimidation as far as the acting goes. It was just the moment. I was like, this is kind of a crazy
So was
moment.
there like a warm up to it, or did you just get thrown in like, hey, here's Meech and here's 2 Chainz?
You get thrown in. So like, I'm trying to tell you.
No introduction.
I'm watching season 2 of BMF, right? I'm watching it on TV because it's a show that I love anyway. Mm-hmm. Then I get the audition. Then the next week I book it. Then the next week I'm on set. So it's just like, it just happened like that. So there was no preparation other than us having a table read over Zoom. But I just show up first day, Meech, 2 Chainz is right there, So I was just like, okay, this is a little moment. Okay.
You got to be TTG. So
you got to be ready. Yeah, you got to be ready to go, man. It's go time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, it was go time for sure.
Right. So I know everybody, excited about the Duffy and all that. And like you said, you have some other projects that happened before Duffy. So let's talk about young Franklin Berry Hall from A Nashville Legacy. Your first that was your first role, Hallmark?
That wasn't the first role I've done. That's the only movie I've done though.
Yeah, the first movie I'm gonna say. Yeah, the rest of it's TV series.
Yeah.
But tell about Nashville Legacy.
Yeah, Nashville Legacy was cool, man. That was really unexpected. Like, I didn't necessarily know that I would end up in like a Hallmark movie, but I just came across. And I was like, this is cool, man. When you early in your acting career, you kind of just like, you gotta say yes to everything.
For sure.
Take what you can get.
Unless it's like, right. Unless they ask you to do something you're not comfortable with, obviously. But like, other than that, it's like you just take it and run with it, And it's cool. It's cool looking back now too, because as you've seen so far on BMF, like Duffy, like he into the music. Franklin Berry Hall is into the music, so I'm like, okay, this is a nice little parallel that I get to draw between a couple characters. But yeah, even my role in the Nashville Legacy, like that was just one day on set in Birmingham, Alabama. I just drove there and drove back the same day. It was a long day, but that was my first like real full day on set experience. So I really no, that's a lot. I did another project before that. But that was my first movie set though. So it was a great experience. Like I met a lot of cool people. One of the director of that movie used to work with Tyler Perry, and I did the Tyler Perry show last year as well, or 2 years ago. So yeah, it was cool, man. I really appreciate doing that project.
You've been connected with big reputable productions so far. It could have been Tubi.
Yeah.
It could have been Tubi.
I'd rather Hallmark than Tubi.
Feel me? Nah, Hallmark is cool. It's cool too for me personally, because like my mama a minister, she don't like all the cursing and sex and drugs. So she like when that Hallmark joint came out, she loved that joint. She's like, I watched this movie 5 times.
She can brag to her friends about that one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So she really appreciates that. But it's you appreciate any job you do. You get an opportunity to be an actor and you get to improve your craft. So.
Yeah.
She can't tell him about Duffy though.
Yeah, she's not really rocking with that. Like my sister been showing my sister be fast forwarding through episodes so she can see like my lines, but she's not gonna sit down and watch the whole episode.
Yeah, because season 3 is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So me and my mom were watching it, and the scene with old girl, like the lesbian scene, and she pulled out the strap, and I was like, "Whoa, fast forward!" Yeah, you don't want your mom to see nothing like that.
Yeah, she's not doing that. But the cool thing too for me though is like all the scenes that I'm not in, I haven't thought about those scenes since I first read the script a year ago. So it's like it's all new to me too. So all that stuff coming across fresh, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this: so when you go back and watch the shows that you're in, like how you go back and like watch you and try to take yourself out, like you act like that ain't you playing that role, or how you do that?
Nah, it's like my perspective has changed so much these past few years with it. Like, so I remember when I first started acting, like you first start doing auditions, putting yourself on tape, you're like, damn, why do I look like that? Why do I sound like that? I hate my voice. But it's like, just as you keep doing it, you keep practicing it, you get more confident in what you're doing. It's like, I don't even look at it like that no more. It's just like the cool thing about being on BMF is like, I love the show, and like now I'm a part of the show, so it's just like an addition, Like I'm able to disconnect and be like, not super critical of what I'm doing on the show because I'm invested in the story, if that makes sense. Yeah. But like, I don't think I'll ever be an actor who's gonna just like watch what I do a lot. Like I'll probably watch everything once and just let it be what it is, But you do learn from it too. Like, oh, I could have made a different choice right here. Like, and it's also just cool to see the way that everything comes together, like the editing process and stuff, because it brings back memories of shooting. Like, oh, I remember that. Wish they would have used that,
Yeah.
Do you critique any of your counterparts? Do you be like, yeah, bro, you could have done better?
No, not really. I mean, it's interesting, man. I wouldn't critique it now. Maybe on the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Really, you gotta think about like now. It's like, I mean, the actors only have so much control. It's really the editors are really making a performance, because it's like you shoot this from all these different scenes and they just piece it together. So it's like the performance kind of look like how they want it to look. Like you don't really get control over the way it's gonna come out as a finished product, But no, I mean, all my castmates on BMF so far have been great. They've been great to work with. They've been welcoming, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no issues. But I do think that like as you build chemistry with people on a set and scenes, like you're able to step into that space and be like, hey, like let's try this, or hey, do this. Let's try this on this next take, whatever it may be. So
let's talk about another TV series you've been in, Judge Me Not.
Come on, tell us about it, man. Come on, man.
I thought you was gonna ask something after that.
Yeah, wait for you to tell me about Tavon.
Yeah, Tavon. Yeah. So that was another one for me where it was like, I remember the week I auditioned for that. I had like a few auditions that week, so I didn't really remember that I auditioned for it. And then I remember my agent called me at like 9 p.m. and said like, hey, you working in the morning. And so it's like, it happens like that sometimes where it's like, you don't have no time to prepare for nothing. Like I found out at night that I was working the next morning. So it's like, it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like I just gotta go to work tomorrow and just do, do the audition, or we're gonna talk about with the director and see like kind of what we're gonna change, which we did change a lot from the audition, I remember.
Right.
But yeah, that was a fun project too. I mean, that was my first recurring role on a project. So like I had several days on set where I got to kind of play with a character a little bit. So yeah, I appreciate that too. Like, and I did that. I shot that like 2 weeks after I shot The Natural Legacy. So that was like all kind of around the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
You spoke about P-Valley, but I got one question to ask you about that. Which one got the better strippers, P-Valley or BMF?
That's a very good question.
Look.
Be careful.
Come on, be careful now.
Mercedes my chick.
I mean, you know how I go down in the valley. That's all I'm saying.
Girls get naked.
That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that was interesting too, because that was the first job I ever booked in my career, and it was a one-liner, and so like y'all ain't seen me on it because I'm not in it. Like my scene got cut. Like I'm not even on the show.
Okay.
It's just in my credits because like I did the job, they just didn't make it an episode.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was looking to try to find where you was at, but I wasn't coming up with nothing. So
well, how do you feel about stuff like that happens? Because I'm sure that like you get paid for that time, right?
Yeah, I got paid.
But I'm sure like why, like how does that feel when your scene doesn't get chosen? Does it feel like it was a waste of time, or what are your reactions?
So for me, it was like this. I already knew I wasn't going to be on it because that night was like pouring rain on and off all night. So we never even finished shooting my scene. We shot like one half of it, but like what I was supposed to do in that episode, it was the episode with Meg Thee Stallion. And I was just like supposed to be a big fan of hers on the side, right? And I was like screaming her name out, and she's supposed to come over and sign my forehead. So we shot the first part, but we never shot the insert of her actually signing. So like when they sent me home, I was like, well, they're not going to ask me to come back to like just to do that. Like, they're not going to pay me again Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna pay me again to do that. If they want to keep that, they're just gonna get somebody who's already there because that just makes sense from like a business perspective. So I figured I wasn't gonna be on the episode already. I was like, they're not gonna call me back, and they never called back. So like when it came out, I was like, I already know my name gonna be in the credits, but like ain't nobody gonna know I'm on this joint.
Yeah.
At least you got paid.
So you got your check.
No, I got paid. I mean, I made a lot of connections that day too. Like I met a lot of people. One of my homies, his trailer was next to mine. It was both of our first days, and you might see him on a project that I'm in right now too soon. I don't know. I ain't gonna drop no names, but
okay.
So you just make connections in the industry. You just realize how small it is too. So I appreciate that day, even though it was just one day. So
okay, so let me ask you this: what was it like meeting 50? Like what's his?
I ain't never met.
You never met him?
I've never met.
What?
I ain't never met 50.
Oh
he
man!
Went to set not one time all last season. I ain't never met him.
So he just don't be popping up. Like, what's y'all doing over here? You know, none of that.
If he popped up, it wasn't the day I was there.
So 50 went at the premiere?
Nah, he didn't even go to the premiere.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
A busy man though. You know, he got a lot of shows in the works, so he be working, man.
Hey, guess who I saw?
Okay.
The night y'all was in Atlanta for the premiere. I ran into Kamani at the club.
Kamani.
Yeah, you know Kamani. Remember the last kid Kamani used to play ball with y'all?
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I have to show you. I see your picture of Kamani. We used to come around with y'all if Dion play ball and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
I ran into him in the club.
Into that same night.
Yeah, that same night. I hit Tyrone up. Tyrone said y'all was having a blast that night, man.
Oh yeah, we was having a good time. Are you
gonna put that man business out?
I'm serious,
See,
man.
Terry, continue to act like you don't
know what's going on, man.
He's trying to put you out there. He like,
I ain't trying to put you out.
Hey, like they had to drag you out the club drunk or something.
No. But anyway, let's talk about
remember that night. No, I do not.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking. Complicated Atlanta. That's up for Best Drama Series Award.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So
that was another one that actually was the same. I think that was the week I booked that, like the week after I did Judge Me Not. That was a good month.
Yeah.
I put like 3 things that month. So that was a great project to be a part of as well, man. I was able to do a couple episodes of that, and it was it was an indie project, so it was a little smaller. I actually like submitted for that project myself. Like my agents didn't even do that.
Okay.
So I just came across the project and was like, this looks like it'd be cool. Let me audition. And then I had a couple friends that did the project as well. And that was another one, man. Like everybody just kind of gelled super fast, and the writing was really good. And we shot those episodes about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, like last summerish. And the award show I'm going to tonight is actually my homegirl who got nominated for that project, for best lead actress. So I'm going to support her tonight. So yeah, man, it was. I'm grateful to be a part of every project I've done so far. Like I haven't done anything where I'm like, dang, I wish I didn't do that. Like I've been in a good position so far, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, you kind of answered that. The question I was going to ask you, was you ever part of something you just like, man, this ain't for me, this ain't it?
Nah. I mean, almost with Complicated Atlanta, almost, because I auditioned for the lead role, and they offered it to me, but there were some things I didn't want to do that the role called for, so I turned it down, and then they just wrote another role for me, which is cool. So I appreciate that like, they saw something in me. They appreciated my audition and what I could do, and so they wanted me to still be a part of the project. So when something like that happens, that just is confirmation for me always that like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
Word, man. So now we at BMF. I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Were you familiar with the BMF story before?
Yeah. I mean, like not down to every detail. Like once I watched the documentary, but just growing up in Atlanta, you hear things. You know about Big Meech. You hear about him in the songs. Like a little bit here and there. But I definitely didn't know as much as I know now. If that's what you asking me.
Right. Yeah. Word, man. What's up with Meech this year? Why Meech fighting so damn much? Why Beach fight so much?
Every episode he fighting.
Hey man, look, that's you gotta talk to the writers.
Now y'all got Charles involved.
They want to put it in there. Right. Hey, yeah, we don't be shy when we go out on the show. So,
but you know,
those are the best scenes to shoot though. Those are some fun scenes to shoot.
Greenie had to get his ass whooped though. He was asked for ass whooping. Greenie. Neo, he had to get his ass whooped. Yeah, he asked for ass whooping.
Yeah, they do. They knew that was coming. Y'all knew that was coming. So, you know, Duffy did. He did what he had to do. You know, he said what he had to and did what he did. You know.
I have one quick question. What do you recommend for someone that is trying to segue into the field, the acting field? What are your suggestions? And do you suggest a talent agent or just strictly networking?
That's a great question. The first thing I tell people is make sure you love acting. If you don't love it, you're just not gonna last. It's just not for you. Because if you don't love and I mean the craft, like I don't mean like I would love to be on TV. Like I mean you love going to class, paying for class when you might not got the money, going to auditions, staying up late for to learn all these lines. While you balancing your actual job is paying your rent, like you got to make sure you really love what you're doing. Because if you don't, it's too hard to book a job to begin with, And so, I mean, I almost quit a couple years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too hard. So if you don't really love the craft, you're not gonna last because all you get no's more than anything, right? And so that's always the first thing I tell people, like, especially now that I'm on BMF, like mad people asking me, and I'm like, make sure you like love this first, and I mean really love the craft of getting into a character and being a part of telling a story, not just like, man, I want to be Denzel on TV, like, because that's only the finished product. Like you don't know all the hard work that went into get into that point, So that's the first thing I say. Second thing I tell people is get into class, like, because the first thing that people are going to ask, like, if you're trying to audition for something, if you're trying to get an agent, they're going to ask where you're training. If you're not training nowhere, like, they're not even going to take you serious, especially in the Southeast. Because LA, they already don't really take the Southeast as serious. Like, LA kind of stuck up with it for real. Like, they don't look at, like, Atlanta Southeast actors as good as LA actors. Like, if you're already not here training, like, they're not going to take you serious like that. So those are the first two things, okay? Third, I would just say getting an agent obviously is important, but end of the day, you got to advocate for yourself. And so there's a website called Actors Access where you can make a profile, and it's just like an open submission of people who create projects. They just put breakdowns on there for characters, and anybody can submit for it, like student films, indie projects, even some of the big projects, like even BMF put stuff on there sometimes. It's usually for like a smaller role, but like you can still submit for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the foundation, you gotta love it and you gotta be training, because it's like people just want to be on TV, but it's like if you don't know what you're doing, like you don't know the technicalities of being in front of the camera, hitting the mark. It's like you're gonna squander your opportunity if you get it anywhere.
What's interesting is that's what I'll tell people. What's interesting is in the in our current world now, where everything is on social media, you can find actors, actresses, musicians like on social, on TikTok. They have no professional training, and these people are being thrown in commercials. They're getting roles on TV. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked, because it sounds like you're saying you need a balance of both, which makes sense if you can afford these classes and things like that. But it's just so many other ways to tap in. But I wanted to hear what your thoughts were, because everybody's route is different.
Right. And big difference between commercial and theatrical acting as well. Like, influencers obviously is a big thing in this generation now. So it's like people will just have a big following on social media for doing XYZ, making videos, and somebody might reach out to them and be like, we want you to do this commercial. Like, but you don't have no acting experience, but they don't care because they got the following, So it is, like you said, a healthy balance of both. I just know for me personally, like whenever I set out to do anything, like I want to be as well versed and knowledgeable as I can. So like I want to learn the craft, Like I don't want to just be thrown somewhere, because then it's like I'm not even going to be able to be my best self and approach it the way I would had I had the previous knowledge, So
yeah, I agree.
We talked to a couple of actors right here too now, because we had our first project when we did our first music video project, Drinking Your Cup. We was on that.
Yes, they did a great job.
Then we just got tapped for a new role at Cougar Trap movie that before we covered out. So we let y'all know when that come out. So
they on
so you ain't the only actor in the room right now. I just want to let you know that.
They on Tubi though. They on Tubi.
I got a little something to add to my profile too, man.
You know?
I got something.
Some of the Tubi movies be lit. Don't be damn acting. They be acting shaded down Tubi now.
Plug love. You might see me on the next plug love.
What you say, Terry?
Say what you want about Tubi, but it's like as long as people creating, man.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a lot of talent on Tubi.
Right. So as long as people are creating the projects, telling the stories they want, like you can say what you want about maybe the level of acting or like the quality of the project or the budget, obviously, but it's just like as long as they doing what they want.
Listen,
I'm here for it. You know?
Listen. Yeah. Tubi had the real side chicks of Charlotte. I knew we was locked in, bro. Once I saw that on there, I said, okay, we got action.
Oh, you watched that?
I did. The whole season.
Oh my God.
I did. I got locked in.
How was it?
I heard it was good.
It was all right. It was real. It was what it was. Charlotte. It was what it was. Exactly what it was. Real side chicks of Charlotte. And they was real side chicks too. So
I might have to tap in.
Yeah. Pull that up, man. We ain't got nothing else going on, man.
So let me ask you this. So what has been your favorite role so far?
Duffy by far, because I've gotten to spend the most time with him. You know, like every other role I've done has been a day or a couple of days, but this is like, you know what I'm saying, I've been able to have a few episodes where I really got to like tap in and have my character be developed a little bit, you know. So definitely. And to me, it's just like anytime I get to play a character where I'm doing things that I don't do in real life, that's where like the kid in me comes, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a play on stage, it's called a play for a reason. Like we just playing, like we just having fun. So like when I get to do things that I don't do as Terry, I'm like, oh, this about to be a great day. Like I get to pick the bottle up today. Okay. You know?
Yeah. You're killing niggas today.
Yeah, you feel me?
So
yeah, anytime you see that in the script, you're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a fun day on set for sure.
Yeah. What's your dream role?
Somebody just asked me that earlier today. Man, I honestly don't know if I have one specific thing that I'm like, man, I gotta do that. I just want to play as many different characters as possible. Because I really just want to test out my range and just show that I can do those things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the fact that I just was in a Hallmark film before I did BMF, I'm like, that's dope. Like I'm on Hallmark and on Starz. Like those are two completely different roles. You know what I'm saying? Two different stories. And so I just want to keep doing things that are different. Like I know for me personally too, it's like the fact that I'm playing the drug dealer right now, early in my career is dope because I'm like, I ain't gotta play a drug dealer again. Like let me go be a lawyer next.
Yeah, you don't want to get typecasted.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So it's like I'm glad that I'm in this role early on rather than you know, I don't think I'm gonna get stuck in it though, because I feel like Duffy is a dynamic enough character to where it's like he's not like a one level, you know what I'm saying, straight across, like this is just a thug. Like you could just tell he's more complex than that. And so I think anytime you play a character with that, you know, people will see that and be like, he can do other things too. And then if you also just check my resume now, it's like I've done a few different things, which is cool. So,
yeah, check the resume.
Yeah. Check the stats.
Check the resume.
Check the stats.
Yeah,
good.
You know?
So if you had 3 actors you could work with, 3. If you got 3 that you could work with in a movie show, who would they be? And why, if you want to elaborate?
3 actors.
If you got 3.
I got 3. I mean, Denzel, of course, man. He's just like the most dynamic actor I've ever seen on screen. Just compelling with whatever. There's not many actors where you watch them and you forget that you're watching a movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Denzel becomes these people. Like he became Malcolm X. Like Spike Lee said he thought he was watching Malcolm. You know, like Denzel out here making up speeches that weren't on the page. Like he really takes it that serious. And so he's somebody that I just, you know, I feel like you can learn enough time left in the world for me to learn everything that he knows about the craft and about the industry. So he's number one for sure. A younger actor that I really love, Lakeith Stanfield, man, he's so good too. He just like, I feel like a lot of artists just in general in art, they find what works for them and they just stick with it and they don't try anything else because they don't, they're afraid of losing fans, money, whatever. Like Lakeith is not like that. Like he's done so many different roles already and he's not afraid to like fail with it, But I think that's what good art is to me. Is like you trying something, you're pushing the limit, pushing the boundary, and you don't care like what the end result is because you did it, And so he's played several different roles and he's done a lot of like just like weird stuff that I don't think a lot of actors would try. And so he's somebody that I would love to work with as well. Who else? Honestly, I got a few for real, but I'm gonna say Viola Davis too because she's just a beast, man. Like somebody with that kind of just classical like theater training, that foundation that she has, she's able to truly become whoever she needs to be. Whether she's playing the Woman King, whether she's playing Annalise Keating on, you know what I'm saying? It's just like
she's good.
I think there's a very small realm of actors that are able to, because a lot of people are good, but like what separates you from being good to being like, yo, they just made me like feel something. Like they weren't just saying lines, like they made me care about what their character was experiencing. And you can't tell me when she's on screen that she
can ugly cry.
And she can ugly cry.
Yes, that is so important. Ugly crying is vital.
It's not easy to do on camera when you got to do it right then and there, So it's like, she's up there for me. She's probably my favorite actress. So anything she touches, I'm watching for sure.
Yeah, those are good choices. Especially Woman King. That was interesting.
Yeah, Woman King was definitely a good movie though. That was good.
Well, you see what she did to her body to get in that role. Like, so she's a beast.
And she's from here. She's from South Carolina.
And she gonna be in our Cougar Trap movie.
She is from South Carolina. Her lookalike. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Somebody gonna have an ugly cry in the Cougar Trap movie. It's gonna be an ugly cry in the Cougar Trap movie. It might be me. Might be me with the ugly cry.
But for real though, Terry, man, we gotta wrap up. I know you got to go get ready for the award show and all that. But man, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we enjoyed you.
Appreciate it, man.
Great fucking work on BMF, being entertaining. Thus far, we 4 episodes in for season 3, right?
I don't know because I binge watch it.
I watched the one yesterday, so yeah.
Okay,
I'm caught up.
Yeah, episode 5. Yeah. Episode 5 dropped this week. Episode 5, a big episode. So make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah, I'm caught up. I ain't want to ask nothing to say nothing, but I'm caught up.
Man.
So I'm caught up. Definitely.
Hey, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all for real.
With Terry, let everybody know how they can find you on your socials and all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Terry Allen Brown Jr., the full government. Same thing on Twitter. Same thing on TikTok, Terry Allen Brown Jr. Got another project dropping in a couple months. So y'all stay tuned in, man. Got some stuff coming. So I'm excited about it. And the rest of season 3 of BMF. Just make sure.
We in there, man.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Word, man. Like I said, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
y'all
man,
want to say
appreciate
something
you,
before
man.
we leave out of here?
Hey, man, we just appreciate you, man. Appreciate your work you're putting in, man. Look forward to seeing you in future projects out here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shawnee.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Word, Terry. Well, I'll see you in May.
In May, May 4th. We in
May
there.
4th, yeah. My wife done told me I gotta pay. We paying for the rehearsal dinner, so y'all gotta take me out when we get there. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that BMF money.
There you go.
Okay.
Word, man.
You get to turn the menu over there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we got tubi food over here though.
Nice meeting you, Terry.
All right, man.
Nice to meet you as well.
All right,
see
man.
you, bro. All right, thank you.
All right, so I'll be easy.
Word,
All right, man. Later, bro.
Word, man. Scumbalina. Let everybody know how they can find you, Scumbalina.
Y'all can find me on all socials at Chardonnay_JEI. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok.
Well, look here. If y'all look for me, you know I ain't hard to find out here now.
Okay.
You can find me at KStucky76. That is KStucky76 on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on the Scumbag Lounge page on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Get at man.
Word, I forgot about our tip of the week.
Oh man.
Anybody got a tip of the week?
Hey man. Hey. Tip of the week. Oh man, what you got, Shauna? You got something?
Wow, they passed it to me. Tip of the week is make sure whatever you're doing, you're passionate about. It's not just a job. It is something that you love, and it's something that you can commit to doing every day. Because people can tell when a job is just a job. You're not. This is not a career for you. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all you got.
You know, my tip of the week, not necessarily a tip, man. I just want to give a shout out to a guest that was on, man. He definitely brought some energy to the show. Definitely gave out some good advice to those that's looking to get into the acting field, man. Just appreciate him taking the time out, man, and enjoying the show. And you know, y'all watch BMF and you know the other projects that he on. And stay tuned, man. We appreciate that.
My scumbag tip of the week is go to P Valley, because P Valley got better strippers than BMF.
Damn.
And I just go leave it at that.
You think so?
all the night is tough.
Yeah. Well, you all can find me at 40 Falls on Twitter, Instagram. You all can hear us every Wednesday on all podcast platforms. Be sure to give a like, share, follow, and a 5-star rating, and leave us a review. And you also can hear us on Dollar Radio Online Wednesday at 4 p.m. And you also can hear us on Hearts of Streets Radio on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time. And follow us at the Scumbag Lounge on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Emails at the ScumbagLounge@gmail. Thank you to our guest, Terry, a.k.a. Duffy. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to Crux Media Group. Thank you to Dollar Radio Online. Thank you to Hearts of Streets Radio TV. And the Scumbags are out.